Hey, I'm Isaac.
And I'm Casey.
And I'm Thad.
That's right, Thad. We got a guest on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And now, Thad, go ahead before we start. There's a gun under your seat. Yeah, go ahead and pick that up right there. Go ahead and kill a studio audience member for us.
It's a rite of initiation, Thad. You must.
You mean I get to fucking kill one of your audience
Yes,
members?
right now.
Okay.
Just pick one. Just go ahead and...
I wasn't, really prepared for this,
That's
but
okay.
I'm going to go for that guy. He's wearing a baseball cap even though he's inside and wearing sunglasses
Okay, gotcha.
too.
Yeah, he's going to get up and run away.
No, okay, I got him.
You
I
got
got him. Okay.
Yeah, he's on there.
Oh my god. Holy fuck.
Wow.
That's a lot of blood.
It is.
Dang.
Hey, can we get security to clean that up? Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Just another day recording a podcast. Are you okay there, Thad?
That's a hell of an initiation.
Yeah, we got to do it. Jacob and Natalie did it. We didn't air that.
I mean, we didn't even put it on because honestly, it was cold how much they relished the murder of another.
Honestly.
soul.
Yeah.
You're taking it pretty well.
Okay.
They
Okay.
got the whole audience.
All right.
I'm gonna have to shift gears a little bit, but yeah. Thank you, boys, for having me here on y'all's podcast today. I'm a big old fan.
You're a big old fan.
He's a big old fan.
It's an honor to have you.
Oh yeah, if you're a big old fan, name one movie you've seen this last week.
Last night I watched Monster House off Netflix.
Okay, this guy's legit.
Okay.
I was high as shit off edibles at my parents' place browsing through Netflix, and I couldn't find
As you
anything.
are.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything I wanted to watch, and I just kept browsing through all the shit, and eventually I saw Monster House, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that shit since I was like 7 years old. And back then I remember not quite liking it as a kid, because I think it probably flew over my head a little bit. But I watched it again, and honestly, it is a pretty fucking solid film.
Yeah.
Yeah, written by Dan Harmon. That's something of note about it.
I love Monster
I remember
House.
it being pretty good.
Dan Harmon again.
Oh, he created like Rick and Morty and like Community.
Shit,
like
really?
he's legit.
He is.
I don't know. Like I've always remembered Monster House being good. Although I can't say that I've ever watched it all in one sitting. I think I've watched several points of the movie airing on Cartoon Network at different intervals of
it's
time
good.
and just collected the plot at some point. There's that big plot twist about the house being a girl. I know that happens. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they hint at it from the very beginning of the movie, which I think a mark of a good film is if you can watch it again, and it's almost a different experience, knowing what happens. And there's some stuff thrown in near the beginning that if you know the big twist, which I guess spoilers for fucking Monster House. The big twist is that the Monster House is possessed by the ghost of this dude's like big old dead wife.
Big old. She is big, isn't that the plot point? Too?
Yeah,
Is
she's like a circus freak that he takes. He literally hitches this bitch up to his pickup truck and drives her home.
Stream Monster House on Netflix.
It's a solid 7 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember
He's
watching
got the
it.
rating ready to go.
I remember watching it at the drive-in when I was younger.
Is there any drive-ins around here, or are they all gone?
There's
Marshall.
one in Little Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know of one in Marshall and Mountain View.
I thought it got closed.
Mountain Views?
Maybe?
They probably did.
I remember driving back from your set seeing that like the theater had closed or some shit like that.
Oh, the one in Marshall's not closed, no.
Okay.
I went there and got food the other night. They were playing Cry Macho and Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi,
Yeah.
the latest Marvel film.
It is.
Yeah. Did you guys see that, by the way?
I'm not much of a Marvel
Shang-Chi.
head, TH.
Oh, I still haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Just checking in. Yeah.
Just
Seeing if you have opinions.
nah.
What films did y'all see this week?
Yeah. Did you watch
I
anything?
watched a couple of things. I went back and I rewatched. Well, actually, first before I get into that, I watched Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, I've never seen it. Also, haven't felt the strong urge to.
You don't have to, really.
You don't have to watch any fucking movie.
That's true. I mean, it's basically the first Green Book, and yeah,
Racism is bad.
Racism is bad, but it's very controversial. It's a problematic film. Either way, there's nothing special about it that it should have won an Academy Award. It's just fine. Like, the best thing about it is the performances. But Other than that, I rewatched There Will Be Blood.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fucking masterpiece. I've moved it up to 5 stars.
There you go.
Finally.
I have not seen either.
Ooh.
Oh, you got to see There Will Be Blood.
Yes, it's so
This is a very good time to rewatch it too. The Licorice Pizza trailer just dropped today.
Paul Thomas Anderson's new film.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got like Philip Seymour Hoffman's son in it, and he looks very similar to Philip Seymour Hoffman. It doesn't quite sound the same, but like kind of made me emotional a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, that kid's grown up and he looks like his pa.
Yeah.
Also, Haim. Do you guys like that band at all?
I've heard a couple of their stuff. Yeah, it's like Haim.
Yeah, well,
like
one of the Haim sisters is making her like feature film debut
really?
as well in this movie. She's like the girl that Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid like wants to like impress. I didn't watch the trailer with sound on. Okay. I watched a little bit of it, and then someone like came up on me while I was at work, and I was like, "Oh,
gotcha."
that feeling you described with Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, I kind of get the same feeling looking at Michael Gandolfini in the Saints of Newark trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna bring that up actually
like,
because you're a big Sopranos fan. I was
I'm a
wondering
big
if you
Sopranos
woke
head.
up this morning. Copyright.
In bed.
What do you think of the new trailer though for the Many Saints of Newark?
It looks good. I think it's still directed by David Chase, which he's made 6 seasons of good shit. So I think this film's. I'm pretty confident this film's going to be at least good, if not, maybe as good as the original series.
Could be.
It just has to be very detail focused. Because there is a lot of bits of dialogue throughout The Sopranos that hints towards the past, and you would really have to keep up. Yeah, you don't want to mess up the lore, which is weird to describe with The Sopranos.
Right?
It's genuine lore.
Yeah.
So,
I've only watched the first episode the other day because I was gonna get into it because
it is some good shit.
Yeah,
I will say there is definitely like a tonal shift after season 3.
Oh, is
actually,
it like
it almost
good?
feels like every season has a tonal shift. It almost like it's like the audience is kind of like a frog being boiled in water.
Okay.
It definitely like eases you into all of the fucked shit that happens.
Gotcha.
Season 3 is where they throw a bunch of really fucked things at you, and I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, please don't.
Not only for the
excited.
Yeah, not only for the audience watching right now, they're still cleaning up that dude's fucking brains.
Oh man, yeah, that
He bled a
process
lot.
takes a while.
I've been trying not to look at that this whole time.
Yeah.
But no, Sopranos is some good
It never
shit.
gets easier, by the way.
I hope I don't have to do it again.
No, just one.
Surely not.
Okay, thank God. And I'm not gonna get in trouble.
No, of course not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I've like dropped out in like season 2 of The Sopranos. Like I just was kind of feeling a little bit bored with like there's not a lot happening event wise. But something I've always admired about the show is that like character dialogue like always comes first. And there's a lot of like I think my favorite episode happens in season 1 where he's just like I won't spoil the stuff that happens in it, but he's driving his daughter to college.
Yes,
and like
that's a very important episode.
Yeah, but there's like stuff happening with his wife at home that's really cool to watch too. Even though like not a lot of gangster violence, way fucking cool like character moments and like dialogue and everything. Like
I will say the first maybe like season and a half Sopranos is definitely a lot more character driven than plot driven. But once you're kind of familiar with the main cast of characters, it's almost like the plot just kind of happens naturally. It doesn't feel like, okay, let's put all these characters in this situation. It's almost like this series of events happens because of these characters interacting with each other.
Yeah, that's always the best.
And it just keeps snowballing. It's like every decision made by every character is like a different drop of water hitting the same pool, and the plot happens when those ripples collide,
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
I
a good way
liked
to
your
explain
metaphor
it.
for
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Well, Isaac, what'd you watch this weekend?
Ooh, I watched some cool stuff. I did not rewatch any more Raimi Spider-Man because there is no more.
There is no more,
I don't
sadly.
even know what the leaked script of 4 is supposed to be like. I just know like the Vulture was going to show up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Crap, why am I blanking on what I watched? Well, what's coming to my head right now is, have you guys heard of that show, Squid Game?
Yes.
I'm watching it right now.
Okay.
I hoped you would bring it up because me and Donna binged it last night. Not all the way through, but...
I'm not fully through. In fact, I'm not even that far. I watched fully the first episode yesterday, loved it, and I was trying to watch the second one before I went to bed, and I kind of fell asleep in the middle. Not because it's boring, I was just tired.
Yeah.
But like I'm hooked. Like I can't get enough of it. I think it's so cool. Korean drama. So you finished it, or
no? We're on episode 5 right now, and there's 9 episodes. But yeah, I'm on episode 5. Have you started watching it yet?
Funny thing is, I know what y'all are talking about because it was one of those things recommended to me while I was watching or browsing Netflix before I decided on Monster House, and I'm one of those people that's like, I can't watch multiple series at the same time.
Oh,
I'm doing my Sopranos rewatch now, and I kind of want to get that finished before I start any other show. So I do want to watch it. It looks interesting.
It's pretty great.
And it does look promising.
Yeah, I think you would like it. I love the production design on the whole show. It's very colorful and like kiddish because they're playing like kids games.
Yeah.
It's a really cool costume and production design. The only thing I'm not liking about it is some of the acting is a little bit overboard, but for the most part, I think the main cast of characters is really solid. Yeah,
I like that for a story that doesn't feel. I mean, like we've done battle royale, we've done Hunger Games, we've done like this kind of genre before.
Circle. Yeah.
So what was pleasing to me is that like even like in the second episode, there are still some beats that I would not expect to happen. Like I don't want to give anything away, but like. You know, do you remember in the second episode they take things and
and you're like, what the fuck?
they can do that, you know, like that was cool to like watch that happen and be like, oh my gosh, I guess you can still have some surprises in the battle royale like genre you know, like I've really enjoyed that aspect of it.
So Casey, how do you judge a performance that's performed in another language?
I mean, okay, well, you got me there.
If they're hamming it up, you can tell no matter what.
I'm not trying to be contrarian.
No, I know. I like he said, like there's a couple characters in the show. It's just very, and it might be that that language barrier that I'm not, since I can't actually understand the emphasis on the words. I'm just reading it. It feels like they're overacting a lot, but I mean,
it sounds interesting. I do want to check it out.
You definitely should.
But.
Yeah. And the only other thing of note that I watched this week was Malignant. Have you guys heard anything about it? Or
I watched it last night.
I heard the gore in it was good.
It is.
It's definitely give it some time. Go in blind if you can. I didn't go in fully blind, but I still knew that it was going to lead to something fun. Because it's very like by the numbers, like James Wan up until a certain point, and then it takes off and it's campy and it's fun and it's like I don't know. I had a great time watching it.
I did too. It really is like it's a lot of camp. So it's like
I like camp.
Yeah, you're like it could be construed as, I can see how some people might think it's bad, but I really liked kind of what it was paying homage to. I saw some hints of like I'm going to butcher this name, but Giallo films. They're like an Italian slasher / horror type that was popular in the 70s. And I saw some references in there, and also, it kind of goes from being like, this kind of horror film to like a big slasher with like paranormal. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a conglomeration of just really fun shit.
Yeah.
But you could just label that as a horror mystery, and it's really great. I had a fucking phenomenal time with it. I was just smiling ear to ear throughout most of it. I mean, it's great. It's like fun.
Anything that seems like it might just be legitimately bad, you can write off because like the whole thing is kind of going for a little bit bad. I don't know.
Tongue in cheek.
It's
almost
not
say,
like tongue in cheek really. It's just like it seems like it has to be designed around being kind of like cheesy, like hokey. And there's some lines that really are super fucking funny. I know I can do all of the mind tricks you can now, or something like that.
Some really hokey dialogue, but it's hammed up. Like you can definitely tell it's on purpose.
You can tell they're having fun.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's just James Wan.
James Wan does not get handed this movie and like do this shit and like it's just embarrassingly bad. Like, you know, like it has to have been with intention. And if it's not, I'll still watch it anyway. Like, it's still great. It
still has enough like fun. Like there's it's the most. I think I use the same word in my Letterboxd review as you. It's like bonkers.
Yeah.
It's the most bonkers plot twist ever, and it's so fucking cool. I love it. I love it.
So, what are some films that we like, that we enjoy, but might be construed as a bad film, and that we accept that some people might think it's a bad film?
There's a lot.
The first one that comes to my head is Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage. Because this is a movie that has like a lot of clips circulated online. It's actually the meme. You may know it. It's a very old meme though, where he's going like this a little bit, and it's like, oh really? That's from that movie. And I mean, to the credit of everyone who thinks it's bad, it is pretty fucking funny. But like, it's a satire. It's going for that, and it's just letting Nicolas Cage run wild with it because his character is ridiculous and it's the circumstances around it. Like, it's funny. It's a funny fucking movie, and I get why people think it's bad. And if you watch his performance out of context on YouTube, it is ridiculous. He has lines like, I never misfile anything! Not one time! Not once! A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, Z! I know my alphabet!
What the fuck? I'll definitely watch it.
Check it out.
Check out that.
Check out that. Goddamn. Looked like a fucking canyon.
Peaks and valleys, baby.
I can't think of any movies like right off the top of my head. I know there's definitely some, but what comes to your mind?
You've probably heard me gasm about this film before, and it's genuinely like my favorite movie too. It's Rock and Rule.
Oh, yeah, I have. You told me about it.
I geek out about this fucking movie. Get ready.
I got it.
And it's this 80s animated film from Canada. It was originally going to be a sequel to Heavy Metal.
Oh.
Before they're just like, fuck it, let's do our own thing.
Okay.
And it has some really good music in it, like from Earth, Wind and Fire, Iggy Pop.
Wow.
I forget her name, but she's the lead singer of the Blondies.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one? Fuck. Cheap Trick.
Oh, Cheap Trick's in it. Okay.
Cheap Trick. Who the fuck else? There's another one that I'm missing. But yeah, it's such a bonkers fucking movie.
Lou Reed, like Velvet Underground's in there. Oh my god,
Lou Reed's in it too. That's the one I was thinking of. Great music. The movie itself is really fucking weird.
Yeah.
It starts with like text describing that this takes place after like, I guess World War III.
Okay.
That every human has died, and what's taking their place is like street animals that have evolved to take their place.
Oh
like
my god!
Rats and dogs and cats and shit.
Oh my god! I'm looking at the poster. It's so
the movie.
It's bizarre.
The movie follows the guy at the top of the poster you see there. His name's Mock. He's the villain. He's dead ass. To me, he's like. I feel like he's almost the main character because he's honestly the best character in the film.
Okay.
He's a rock star, and he's kind of like past his prime. He's noticed that people have kind of stopped listening to him a little bit. So to take revenge, he wants to summon a demon from an alternate dimension to wipe out the rest of the world in one last performance. And the only way he can summon this demon is through a song. But whoever sings this song must have the perfect voice.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's where our protagonist comes in.
I just did that too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I will say it might be construed as a bad film because there are genuine problems with it. Like, for one, none of the protagonists are really likable, especially our main guy, Omar. I actually kind of hate him. He's a really bad protagonist. It's kind of awkward with its pacing, and there's just genuine moments that... Again, they feel kind of awkward. Like some of the lines that are read off from. It's really just a problem with our main characters, like our main group of the good guys.
It's uninteresting.
Yeah, the villain is the best part of the fucking movie.
Okay,
he is so interesting because he just hands it up. He's just deliciously evil for the sake of it. You know, he doesn't have like a deep backstory. He's literally just incredibly vain, and that's his That's why he's evil. And he's almost like he was so popular that he has like almost like power, and he's called like Mock the Magic Man because he has I don't know, he doesn't really have magic powers, but he tries to like give off the impression that he does through his technology or some shit. It's a really bonkers film.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
The animation is there sometimes, other times it's pretty ambitious though for when it came out. Like there is some like adult stuff in there, like they go to a club and you see everything, like drugs, ass, titties, whatever.
Oh man, okay.
And but this film ate fucking shit when it came out. It fucking bombed because before it was released, like it changed hands a lot from studio to studio.
Oh, that always
and some guy and whatever studio it ended up in their hands, they're like, we want to release this film, but we don't give a shit about it, so we're not going to do any sort of advertising for it and just drop it in theaters for one weekend.
Gotcha.
And from then on, it's been it's still a really obscure and hard to find film. Luckily, you can find versions of it on YouTube, but you got to have the right version.
Okay.
Because there's one version of it where there's some footage missing.
Okay.
There's some footage missing. There's they cut out some of the adult dialogue because there's characters that swear, but they also replaced the voice of the main character, Omar.
Okay, that's weird.
Very weird.
Maybe they're trying to do a re-edit for children, maybe?
Yeah, because what caught or how it caught a lot of people's attention was when it was aired on television,
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
Stupid fucking kids in the 80s would watch television.
Those stupid kids watching TV.
Our parents.
Yeah.
Would end up watching that shit. And but I don't think it's ever had a physical release.
Okay.
And the edit that you can find on YouTube that has like the missing footage and dialogue and shit, it's almost like a Frankenstein edit made by fans, because there's parts where the quality jumps from like good to kind of dog shit because the only footage that exists is from like old VHS recordings,
Okay.
So
we should go on a mission and fucking find this movie and then do a remaster. Do a remaster, yeah.
I would love for a remaster of Rock and Roll to be released on Blu-ray or some shit. Never gonna fucking happen. But
I'm gonna start a petition.
It's one of those films that I love, but I can imagine showing it to someone and them not liking it because again, it's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
And some of the music, it's really good, but I feel like you kind of got to know. Or at least be fond of like 80s or just classic rock in general. If someone's not, probably not a lot there for them. I will almost describe this movie as like a series of really fucking cool animated music videos strung together with a batshit insane plot. And,
that's all the 80s were.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Nice.
Your love for that movie made me think of something that I saw that I kind of hated. Have you guys seen Star Wars Visions yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched the first 4 episodes.
I don't have Disney Plus.
You don't need it. You don't need Disney Plus. But it's like an anthology, like animated series. So like the first episode is like really fantastic. It's really spectacular. And then the second episode is immediately dog shit.
Yeah. The second episode's not there.
I'm getting the vibe. It's kind of like Star Wars version of What If.
Kind of, but no, it's more like focused on the fact that it's like Japanese animation studios produce these, really? And they had full creative freedom. So I mean, that means like we'll get a lot of very stunning like visuals that we wouldn't get from like American animators. But it also means that in like the second episode, we will focus on people who want to form a band on Tatooine, and like it's very convoluted. Like it doesn't have enough time to like grow. The funny thing is though that every episode has like famous people in it, regardless of its quality. Like the first episode has like Lucy Liu playing this like evil like Sith. Like it's awesome.
Okay.
Like that episode, I think.
Is
worth
the first episode is really good.
I saw a GIF from that show of I guess people are shooting at some dark robed character and they have like a lightsaber umbrella and they spin it and deflect all the bolts, jump in
that
the air,
shit is awesome.
People were mad about that and I was like, why?
It's just fun.
It's like
cool.
Star Wars has been the same for fucking 800 years. Let it expand and be creative a little bit, because I think now is the time for it to get really, creative and interesting with it, because I feel the reason why these Disney movies have kind of sucked ass is because they stick way too close to home, play it way too safe, to a frustrating point where it's just not only rehashing old storylines, but just rehashing shit that's been done before, even if it doesn't make any sense. Like, hey, Emperor Palpatine's been alive this whole time making clones, and one of them fucked.
Yeah, right. Last Jedi did not take the biggest fucking bullet in franchise history to try and do something original, just to get shit on right now, by the way.
Yeah.
I've kind of denounced myself from Star Wars. Like, I was obsessed with it as a kid, but like I've kind of distanced myself from it, because not only have the new movies kind of sucked, but I just don't like what it stands for these days. It's like
kind of, yeah.
It's corporate art, corporate media, and it's like it almost feels like a company trying to do everything it can to like appeal to this fan base, which is probably the biggest fucking fan base for anything that exists right now.
That's true. That's true.
And so, I mean, you can't appeal to a fan base that size because it's like half the globe. And if we could get half the globe to agree to like anything, like we could probably have negotiated like world peace, like stop
over
global warming.
Oh yeah, right. I don't know. Visions though, it's cool. Did you make it all the way through? Have you watched all the episodes?
I watched 5 of them, and then I had to go home. I was tired.
Right.
But the 5th one was also really, really good.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No,
one?
I haven't. I haven't finished the 4th one yet.
Oh, okay.
I would give them a shot if you can get access to a Disney Plus account.
There's always Pirate Bay.
There's always Pirate Bay.
There's always Pirate Bay.
We are a strong supporter.
Remember, film students, there is always Pirate Bay.
That's very true.
Harmony Korean says, please use Pirate Bay.
Yeah,
the way y'all are describing this, it kind of reminds me of this Halo thing on Netflix. I don't know how much y'all are into Halo.
Oh, is that like they made like a couple like anime movies about like the flood, right?
It's like it was like an anthology of different anime studios doing like little Halo stories. Some of them are really good. Some of them are kind of dog shit.
It's just like any anthology. You come to find out, like they're not all gonna be winners.
There was one about like I can't even remember the plot. It was about the elites or some shit. Like, doing some elite deep Halo lore shit on their home.
Yeah,
really fucking stupid. But it looked like absolute ass because they went with this really, really bad art style of making everything look like this weird mosaic, like almost watercolor painting, but it's animated in CG. And it's...
Ew.
Yeah, it looked like dog shit. You could not tell what was happening. If there was nothing moving, it's like, okay, this looks alright. But then something would move and it throws everything off. And I literally had to skip past it because not only was the story boring, but I couldn't fucking tell what was actually happening on the screen. Yeah. Not because it was too dark, there was just too much fucking color.
Yeah.
It was such a weird experience because it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching, but I know that it's supposed to be Halo.
Yeah. So, yeah. They never give Halo media enough budgets besides the games.
Well, aren't they making like an Amazon show now? No, I don't know.
The talks of a Halo movie or TV show have been around for
Peter Jackson was attached for a really long time.
I was hyped for that shit, and then it never happened.
Well, now I think it's like Neil Blomkamp wants to like make...
Blomkamp?
He did District 9.
Elysium.
Fuck, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Chappie,
yeah.
Beloved hit Chappie.
Yeah.
beloved cult classic.
People were caught fucking in the theaters during Chappie.
Neil Blomkamp, you bastard.
I do love me some District 9 though. That's a good.
They're making a sequel finally.
Is it District 10 or is it?
I think they are going to call it District 10 or something. Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
That was the rumor back in the day.
I mean, what else would you call it? District 9-2? That's like a Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I would
9.5.
I would personally love if film franchises just went ahead and went down the Final Fantasy route of making sequels, like when they want to make a sequel to one of the sequels. Actually, Fast and Furious is doing that. There's going to be 10 and 10-2.
What the fuck?
What? Yeah.
10. I've never watched a Fast and Furious movie. I almost said Final Fast. But
I've never watched a Fast and Furious movie either. Although Final Fast should be what they call it. They should fully go into the religious overtones that title has.
Yes.
Dominic should die on the cross.
He has a final meal with his family.
Let me tell you, family's the most important thing, but one of you is a traitor.
One of you will betray me for 2 pieces of silver. A silver Dodge Ram.
Wait, even better, the cross is made out of cars.
like welded mufflers and shit. No. He's on a big. He's on like a big Dodge logo or some shit.
I'm thinking. Okay, you've seen like Evangelion, right?
I've seen 12 episodes of it.
Oh man, never mind. Fuck.
Yeah,
this Evangelion fan right here, brother.
I know. Well, we were talking about some anime shit before you got here. At that, and I actually recorded a mini podcast before Casey and I.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Got the mini.
Casey was very late.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, it's okay. That
I was on
idiot.
time.
I know.
You were late to your own fucking podcast.
I know. What does that say about me?
And unfortunately, I mean, he was cutting out of our time budget today, which means this episode's at an end. So sorry.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We actually Simi have a topic. You both are young filmmakers, and you've been in film school. Sorry, I don't want to out your location.
Dox
whatever.
us.
Dox us.
You've both been to the same film program, and it might be interesting to talk about your experiences out there making shit. I've talked to Casey about this before when he's made short films. After you made Crypsis, we talked a little bit. But Thad, what has your experience been like? Have you been up to anything making short films?
Yeah, actually, even though I've been taking this past year off from going to film school because of COVID and that bullshit and just poisonal stuff. I spent that time kind of pursuing my own little passion project. I pitched this film for my film production 3 class so that we can make it in film production 4, but unfortunately it wasn't picked. But it was a concept I believed in so much that I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to take a year off so I can plan and get this thing filmed. And I have. It's not done yet, but...
I worked on it.
Yeah, Casey was
great.
on it.
Yeah.
It's... it was a short little horror film, and honestly, I feel like I learned a lot more by doing it than going to class about it. You know?
That's definitely what I feel has been the main takeaway from film school is that you just got to do it.
You really do. You don't have to have a degree to go into the film industry. It certainly helps, but I feel if you really wanna learn how to do it, just go out and do it. But I also think that film school provides a lot of the basics that you need to know. So say if you're someone who has never made film or anything like that before, or hasn't really researched the topic that much, but you want to make it. I think film school really helps, with the basics, because I don't think I would have. I really don't think I would have gotten as far if I had no fucking clue where to even begin on making a film. It does help you learn the basics, but as far as just really learning how to do it on your own and making creating your own style, I guess that's really just something you have to do. But
film school won't teach you how to make projects feel like your own. If you think about some of the greats, Martin Scorsese, Paul PTA, fucking Christopher Nolan, they have a certain style and aesthetic that probably film school didn't teach them. It's brought up about their own way, and that's really what you gotta find your own style. You gotta find your own way of doing things. What kind of projects you do. So that's what I would say to do it.
I don't really make movies, but I've noticed that going out and watching films from directors that all have different voices, it seems like a very educational way to be self-taught. I watched this movie L'Hain this year, and there was this shot of a car in that movie, and I don't think I had ever seen up to that point a car scene filmed that way. Yeah, and it was so cool. And I think that's the thing is as you watch more films, as you watch more directors, you pick up on those different techniques, those little tricks that you wouldn't have thought of otherwise, or it just inspires you to make anyway. I mean, do you guys feel that just watching shit on your own is
definitely
beneficial?
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to get started, with your interest in film. And it like you said, it's a good way to pick up on styles or how a film should work, how it should flow. I think almost as important as watching, classic pieces of cinema, I think it's also beneficial to watch bad movies.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about why they were bad or what didn't work, and so that you can also learn from that. Film is hard to make, but making a good film is even fucking harder.
Yes, it's the hardest thing in the world to make a good film.
It's so weird because we live in literally the easiest time to make film with all this technology, but that shit's still hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking bullshit.
It is bullshit. Just thinking, I've been on directed my own films. Like, I just got through with my 6th time, I believe, making a film, and it's still, I was like, bro, I have done this 6 motherfucking times and this is not even my biggest project, and this shit is still infuriating because it's just hard, and I don't know how to explain it until you actually do it. When you get on set and you start, everybody's wanting to talk to you. You got actors to work with. You got to make sure your frame. You're working with your DP. You're working with your AD and everything. It's really, really hard.
I think the best thing you can do. I haven't had as much experience as you, Casey. I think I've only directed 3 things. This third one being probably the one I'm attached to the most because the other stuff's just been for school, you know? And this is the first time where it hasn't felt like homework. Mm-hmm. And I think the best thing you can do for your film project is give yourself as much time for like pre-production as you need.
Oh God, yeah.
So that you can you can look at it at any angle and know any potential problem that could arise from your set way before it ever happens, so that you have an answer for it. I have been on some sets where that sort of forethought was not applied at all.
No, yeah.
And the more of that prep you can do for it, the better your filming experience will go. I can't tell you about the film itself,
right?
Because the way the film turns out, no matter how prepared you might be, there still could be something wrong with it. No one sets out to make a bad film.
That's so true.
Yeah,
nobody.
So I would say, at least for ease of mind while filming it, the best thing you can do is give yourself as much prep time as necessary, because filming for my short project was 4 days?
I think we took 4 days, yeah. But a couple of them were really short days, though.
Yeah, some of them were really short, but it was about 4 days. But I had given myself, I think, about like 6 to 8 months of prep.
Yeah.
For just those 4 days of shooting. Which, if I ever want to make a feature, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right? It's a lot of prep.
It is so much prep. Making a movie sounds like such a fun idea until you fucking do it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's very true.
But it's also worth it because it also feels like, I don't know, I may sound like elitist, but I do think film's like the best art form.
I do too. That's why I love it so much. I think it's the ultimate art form.
And it's like, this is really the only way I could ever translate the thoughts and visuals in my head into an experience that other people can watch and feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as frustrating as, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it right now. Okay. As infuriating, as detail oriented as it is, it's entirely worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
You also just have fun doing it. Like I've also, we mentioned that it can be kind of infuriating sometimes to be on set, but if you're on like a good set and everyone's flowing with it,
oh yeah,
people's personality vibes and stuff. It's honestly a good time because you do feel like you're actually contributing to something meaningful. Like you're it's like you're here, you're making some shit. You're going out there and fucking taking a bite out of it.
Yeah.
And it's a feeling like none other. And my little short film is far from being completed yet. My goal was just to get it filmed by this year, and that's I've met my goal. My goal is to get it released by next year. So. Definitely give yourself time for this sort of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't be like me and just immediately jump in. I fucking finished filming last week and I've already got a rough cut done. I gave myself no time at all. I
haven't even fucking touched my footage.
Yeah, that's probably good because you can come back to it. But I just
meditate on it.
Yeah, I can't meditate on it. It scratches an itch for me to start putting it together and seeing
I've felt that
itch
too.
Yeah,
I have felt that itch. It's like, man, I really need to get this, done and out of the way. But at the same time, it's like, why?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, Rome wasn't built in a day. Thad's shitty little film was released in a week.
Right.
But, I don't know.
So, that's a aspect though of that's weird about filmmaking to me at this level anyway, is that you're making shit fully with the knowledge that not a lot of people are going to watch it. Like, it's probably not going to be in a theater. It's probably not going to find a wider audience outside of like your like college friends on YouTube at this point. Yeah, like what's the main thing that drives you to keep making movies then? If it's like I'm not saying that maybe you should only be oriented around getting big, but it must be nice to think like, oh, what if this had like more of an audience?
Yeah.
For me, I always think it'd be nice, but I do it because I think about that often. I'm like, man, nobody's going to see this outside of like YouTube or the film festivals I submit it to. But I think it's just, for me, the fact that if I show it to somebody and it elicits, some kind of like emotions, like with Cheez-Its and chili, with a twist, I got to watch a lot of my friends and family kind of like oogle, and kind of like, oh shit. And just the reactions out of something that I made. Normally we're reacting to fucking Marvel movies on the screen and everybody's screaming or like anything you react to and people are like, oh, if I can just have, people do that and have those same emotions, then it's like fulfilling for me. And also if it's just like, I have stories in my head that I'm burning to tell. So it's just as long as I make it and somebody watches it, that's enough for me right now, at least. Of course I want to get big. Of course I want my movies in theater, but with short films, especially being in, a state like Arkansas, it's you really got to rely and have faith in being excited that people are even just watching something that you made. That's for me. That's what it is. It's what drives me.
Yeah. I honestly can't fucking believe you just doxed us again.
Oh, sorry. I mean, Ohio.
Yeah, the people in the audience, you did not fucking
He
hear
listed
that.
like cities of drive-in by name.
True. Bleep it all out.
I'm going to get like a fucking brick through my window now.
Have you not listened to the show before? He ends every episode with his full address.
Yeah.
If you have any complaints or letters you'd like to send it to 123 North Holiday Drive. But going on your question of why even make film if not a lot of people are going to view it, I kind of think about David Lynch making Eraserhead.
Oh yeah.
Here's this dude spending. I think he lived in Philadelphia and this really shitty apartment, and he spent like 6 to 8 years making that.
I think. Yeah, exactly.
He was making some shit that fucking no one was going to see this shit, and it was the weirdest thing, that at the time Eraserhead is still one of the weirdest things you could ever watch. But this dude believed in this vision so hard that he put aside everything and put all of his faith into something that, to him at the time, probably no one was going to watch. That turned out to be the opposite case, because that's what inevitably...
It's like a staple in cinema history.
That inevitably launched him, but...
I mean, it just takes one person. Like, that's what happened for him, is like one guy really liked that movie, started showing it at midnight to like people, right?
I think it was... Who the fuck was it? He made Spaceballs.
Oh, Mel Brooks.
Yeah, I think Mel Brooks saw it in like a at like a late night showing in a random like local theater, and he saw it and fucking loved it. And I think that's honest. I think that's how David Lynch got his start. That's what I heard.
I almost said that movie earlier for like movies that you like, but other people might think is bad. Like, even though it's David Lynch and he's very well established, and obviously that movie is now like Criterion Collection. Like, I feel like the average person, you show it to them, they might be like, "What the fuck?"
If I show that on a first date, I am not getting that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Ain't no head like Eraserhead.
But if you don't want any head, I mean, you can just erase your head.
Some really bad head.
I'm gonna tweet at David Lynch with this clip.
He's like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
But no, I think that's what drives me to make films at this level, because it's a vision, it's something I've put myself into, and whether or not anyone will ever watch it, I'm making it because it's important to me. it's literally my thoughts being put on a screen. It's kind of like, painting a picture only to hang it up in your own room,
Yeah, true, true.
It's something that you can look back and say, I made this.
Yeah.
And, I would love to have an audience. I would love to have my, just like you said, have my shit blow up. But I'm not going to get an audience, or I'm never going to blow up if I don't make anything.
That's true. That's true.
Even though this, my film probably won't be noticed that much at all. But who's to say that, 10, 15 years from now I'm doing this shit and, I make one that does catch people's attention.
Exactly.
But you still have to make those first steps.
Yep, yeah. I agree. Somebody once, I think it's a famous director once said, you have to make films for you. Yeah. You have to make them because you like them. You can't do it when you first start out, at least. You cannot make films for any other reason except for yourself and that you want to do it.
And I think that discourages a lot of film students our age, because a lot of us are tempted by what we see, how we measure success online.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, we look at these YouTubers like, man, this guy's making fucking dog shit, and he's like making millions of views. I bet if I put effort towards this little film, I could release it and people will fucking love it, and I'll get 1 million views and make money.
Right.
And that never happens.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say it could never happen? But most of the time, you'll make a little short film, put it on YouTube, and in 10 years you'll have 20 views.
Yeah.
And it's certainly a little disheartening, but I don't think that should deter anyone from making a film or any kind of art.
I agree.
I would just say, though, I want to go on record. If you're thinking about becoming a small-time stop-motion director, just stop. Just don't pursue that dream. Don't do it. That shit's too hard.
Yeah. I did that shit. Hard. I did that shit with my 3DS and little Lego. Dude. Yeah. I would make like little Lego cities and tanks and shit, and have it fight my like King Kong and dinosaur toys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's still on my 3DS. Maybe if I drop it one day, it'll blow the fuck up.
Nice.
I've got on our like the cameras from the 90s, but like we used it a lot in the 2000s. I've got these really shitty Lego stop motion videos too. I guess everyone at some point.
I definitely dabbled in it as well. Yeah.
Every white male who has had an interest in film has their Lego stop motion.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, boys, let's take a quick break because I gotta piss.
Okay, right. I gotta pee too.
Cue the music.
Hey, we're back.
We're back.
So, I mean, obviously, when you guys are talking about filmmaking, like, you're making stuff that you think is, like, semi-good, and you have a vision, at the very least, and you want to... I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're thinking that it's good.
Right.
But I have definitely been on a set before where everyone else knew it was very, very bad.
This is always the best.
Yes. So I bet Casey used to watch this movie and make fun of me before we were friends.
No, I didn't.
But I was in a movie one time, and I'll just say, like, it's kind of like it was like a neckbeard odyssey. Was like,
yes.
That was the plot of the movie. But like, I'll just say, like, it's a very jarring thing to be on a film set because so much work is always being done, and like, even if it is like terrible, like it still requires so much time and so much work and dedication, and like, honestly, I think that's the number one thing about film I noticed is, like, you all show up to that screening even if you didn't believe in a second of it because you worked your ass off.
You were fucking there.
Whatever the fuck that was. So I wanted to know, like, as directors, I mean, there's even more shit that can go wrong, and you know even more about what is going wrong when you're on another set. What are some of your, like, horror stories of, like, being on a film set, you know?
Probably the worst set I've ever been on was for a mutual classmate of ours. It was called, I was a dead ass about to call it Everything Holy, but it's not.
My film?
No, that was a good set to be on. I loved it. What the fuck was the name of it? I was acting in it, and I played the antagonist, and it was really bad. It was really, really fucking bad. Even just reading the script, I was like, this is shit. I'm going to be in it, though. And, like, I wanted to help with a lot of things, like, tell her, give her hints and, like, help with the script and setting it up and stuff, like, even some of the sound and, like, camera stuff. There's stuff I kind of wanted to just, be like,
Yeah.
But, like... The best I could do for that film was give a good performance, or at least what I thought was my best performance. And even just kind of being amongst the weeds, I could see just it's like, this is shit. The script was really fucking stupid. It's about this college student who is being pressured by a fraternity member, my character, to have sex. Yeah.
Ooh, it's a sex. It's
not with me, not with my character, but it's just like, you need to fuck, or you're not going to be welcomed into our fraternity. But the main character is like, if I fuck, will God love me? That's dead ass the plot. Originally the conundrum was the character was gay. They were gay, and my character was still trying to pressure them to fuck their friend, who was a woman, and they still had this, I guess, sort of moral battle, I guess, with their faith. Can I be gay and God still love me? And shit like that. And that was in the original script, and for whatever reason, she changed it at the very end for him to just be a virgin. Okay. And I'm just like, wouldn't being a virgin be more Christ-like than
being gay?
Being gay? Like, there's literally a line in that film where...
condone that.
Yeah. Originally, there was a line where the character says, like, will God love me if I'm gay? Gay-ish.
Was it a PSA or something?
Like, will God love me if I'm gay or gay-ish or something like that? But she changed it. She changed the line, but switched gay with virgin, so it didn't fucking work. It's like, will God love me if I'm a virgin? Well, virgin-ish. It's like, what's virgin-ish, motherfucker?
Wait.
You have either nutted or you've not.
Dead ass? Virgin-ish?
Virgin-ish. That's the name of a fucking TV like comedy series.
Yeah, I mean, it's a spinoff of Blackish, probably.
Yeah, virgin-ish. It's like, I'm a virgin.
Great concept. Let's roll with that.
Yeah, it's called Mind Over Movie.
I'll have you know, that's a long-running series, so if you're trying to get in on this concept, being a virgin for 41 episodes now has been our goal.
He's deep in his virgin arc.
But why do you think I was in a neckbeard movie? I mean, come on. You have to relate to the material somehow. This is literally fucking me.
You cannot have sex from reading this script till filming on.
Thank you, Kanye.
That's how Joaquin Phoenix would have gotten in that role.
He just abstains.
That's how he got in the role of Joker.
He didn't have sex until after Joker rapped. I mean, that's how
the first fucking second they rapped. What the fuck were we talking about?
Virginity.
We're talking about bad film sets.
Yeah.
So even the script didn't make fucking sense. We filmed it from like midnight till 9 in the morning.
What the
fuck? That sounds miserable.
That's horrible.
Yes, it was miserable. I was exhausted when I showed up, and everyone was too. And the reason why we filmed it that way was because the last scenes take place at night, and she wanted to film those first, which is such a bad idea to film like your climax at the very beginning, because it's like you need to get the. Like, you don't have to film it in order, but it would help to, film it.
Yeah.
To, film it in, I don't know, somewhat chronological sequence.
Poor actors don't know what the fuck they're feeling.
Exactly.
At that point, like...
Our literal first shot was me having this argument with the main character, and it's like, I still haven't really gotten into this character at all.
Yeah.
Like... You want to, when you first start shooting, that's when you find all the problems of set.
Right.
You want to have those problems ironed out way before you get to your most important part.
Yeah.
You want to schedule that part maybe even last. Mm-hmm. Because that's by the time, all of the problems with set have been figured out. everyone had, the actors have gotten into their character. Everyone's gotten into the groove. Mm-hmm. People know what to expect, and people can give it their best. Mm-hmm. When we've saved the climax towards end of shoot. But no, she put it at the very fucking beginning, and we literally worked our way backwards.
Oh my god.
Everyone was, and this was also during peak COVID, so we had to follow COVID rules. Everyone was wearing masks. None of the characters on screen could be within 6 feet of each other, which I get why it's there, but it's really fucking stupid because it fucks up everything.
Yeah.
When you want to shoot something.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Everyone was not having a good time. It's not like people were pissed at each other. It's just you could tell everyone was super fucking tired.
Yeah, nobody really wanted to be there.
No, nobody wanted to be. I remember driving to that set being pissed that I had agreed to be in it. I was like, fucking bullshit.
For me, that's the worst thing is the energy on set. I have a similar story where the script was really bad, and this was shot in Little Rock. I agreed to be a character in it. This is what I was acting in as well. So we've all got our acting stories out of the way. This story, this little film, resides in a universe that already exists.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I played a character that's very well known. And when I got to that set, maybe there was 10 actors, 10 characters there, right?
Jesus.
And maybe 5 crew members.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And the director and the cinematographer at some points were both acting in it as well. So, yeah, it was
a fucking mess.
It was a mess. Yeah, there's a lot of experiences, that we've had, or that I've worked on some sets, not just the ones that I've acted in. For the most part, have been pretty good. I acted in one of our friend Connor Holmes. He did a thing. He did a short film that I really liked.
Just name dropped him.
So, well, we're speaking highly of it. I love
does
Connor.
he listen to this?
I don't know. Sometimes.
He
probably.
one time saw me in Target and said, "Hey, good podcast. That's really well done." I was like, "Really?" Yeah. I was like, "Wow."
I love Connor. He did a really really funny little film called Roommates that I was in, and it was roommates. And they were roommates.
I worked on multiple films with this one guy in college, and they're all bad, and they're all like black and white.
Yes,
I think that's the ultimate student film choice right there. It's
black and white.
What do film in color or black and white?
If it's gonna be black and white, there needs to be a reason for it to be in black and white. I hate it when students will shoot literally fucking anything and put it in black and white. It's like, maybe this will be artistic.
Yeah. Was there a reason that specific film should have been in black and white?
No, none of them.
None of them actually.
Not a one.
No.
I think the one your girlfriend's in is pretty good in black and white.
Yeah. That one's actually okay.
That one's actually decent. And that's what I'm pissed about is when the when the franchise shifted to me, we started putting out this stinker.
You really fucked that one up.
I know.
I think I know who you're talking about because I think I watched one where it's in black and white, but the whole film is just about this sad artist fuck who lives in a dorm.
That's me.
Who wears a fedora and draws his friends.
I don't wear the fedora. The woman okay, so hold on. The plot of the movie is that there's someone's girlfriend, and I want to get with her because she looks so hot in that damn fedora.
Yes,
so I lure her to my dorm to draw pictures of her in her fedora, and it's gonna really get her goose
and the draw
going.
Fucking
Get her goose going.
Get her goose going.
And then by the end of by the end of the movie, there's such a violent act of PDA that I say fuck it. I'm not gonna tap that. Well, and then there was what was funny about being on set though is that we're filming in a dorm and there's argument scenes, but we did not in any way account for that. At 7 a.m. in the morning, you have one of your actors screaming curse words. like at someone, and everyone seemed pretty okay about it. A couple people came out in the hall to see what was going on.
I hate student films that are shot in dorms.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that it's probably hard to find locations, but every time I see a student film like shot in a dorm, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm already, I already clocked out."
I'm checked out. But in this situation though, like no one like interfered. Like people saw the cameras and they were like fine. But then there was one person who started playing music really loudly.
Oh, no.
And they were just down the hallway, and like you could definitely hear it in the takes. And so the director of the movie was like, I'm gonna go talk to him.
I know this story. Oh god.
And he knocks on the door, and I'll say this about the director: he's a very nice guy, very meek, you know.
Yeah.
I know we were just being loud, but can you not?
That was pretty good. But he was like, "Could you turn down the music?" Actually, and she was like, I don't know, I'm out here trying to sleep at 7 a.m. and you're out here fucking yelling and fucking filming a fight scene, fucking it goes off on him completely, and it's like, so anyway, I'm gonna play my fucking music if you're all gonna be fucking yelling in here. And the hilarious part is that fight scene, which we fought so hard to get in the movie, not in it at all.
Oh god damn.
That's the worst.
Was this an assignment, or was he just doing this because...
I think this was for like a film class. Yeah.
See, with film class shit, everything I've ever like done, like every film I've ever done for film classes, I've never put that much of my own passion towards, because inevitably it's homework, and sometimes you just have to take a lot of sacrifices with it for the sake of turning it in.
Yeah.
No.
Some people take it very seriously, Thad. Me.
Yeah. I mean, I did too. Like I was all over my shit, you know. I was like, man, this is gonna be so good, and then it fucking sucked.
It's the one that I DP'd for, right?
Yeah. It was mainly because
Blood Money,
I fucked it up in editing. I think if I did another edit of it, I think it could be all right. But thing is, I don't want to because it's done, you know.
Right. Started out as an assignment to go back would be...
It would be really stupid. I would rather just refilm it, but it's an idea I've already explored and I don't want to do it again, you know?
Yeah,
and it was honestly kind of a half-baked idea in the first place. But what the fuck was I even talking about?
Don't know.
Film.
Yeah.
Film. This is the film podcast.
It was just...
one of the best things about going to film school is the people you meet. Like, you two find people, but you also meet some huge fucking weirdos. And I feel like that's half of the reason to go is to meet some of these weirdos. And
connections,
not all weirdos are bad. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
But there are some bad weirdos.
yeah, for sure.
We'll share one. He goes by the nickname of Dinkles. First thing to note about Dinkles is that I have never seen his right hand because it's always in a red dinosaur puppet. Like he will be casually be walking around with this red dinosaur puppet on his hand. He'll be sitting with it in class. He'll have it he'll put it in your fucking face and make the mouth move.
Talk to you like that.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, Dinkles, fuck off. But other times when he's in class, you know, we have this professor who's, you know, he's one of the professors you want to impress. You want this guy to like you because his classes, you know, are informative classes but kind of hard, and you want this dude's respect, and one of this guy's rules is no eating during my class. What does Dinkles do but every fucking day bring in a styrofoam tray with 3 hamburgers and a mess of fries? And the thing is, that class was like at 4 p.m. Dinner hadn't started yet. Lunch was like several hours ago. So this guy had been holding on to these burgers and fries in his fucking backpack for 4 hours only to bust it out during class. So I'm sitting behind this dude smelling these nasty stale fucking burgers, and he's just noshing on them. But the coup de grace of this whole experience is he pulls out a massive fucking bottle of ketchup from his backpack, and he has it there every day. Like, part of this guy's school supplies is like a fucking 2 liter of ketchup.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, and I'm just like, God damn, kid.
I don't know. We have some good experiences though, going to our college.
I'll pose this as a question for everybody. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
I was about to look at you, but you didn't go to film school.
I didn't, no, sir. But I'm sure
you're a film
was
connoisseur.
fun. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's worth it. I'm about to go back for my master's, actually, so I can teach.
I need to finish my fucking bachelor's degree, but ultimately, I do think film school is worth it. It's a yes, but it's a soft yes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the shit you could genuinely learn on your own and do on your own. But at the same time, it does look good to have that degree, and it also does really help you get started.
Yeah.
You know, it's if making film is painting, then film school is giving you the easel and paintbrush.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. Yeah, it's a good analogy for it.
I've thought about my answer a little bit more. I think I can pretty firmly say, like, don't go to school for psychology. It is a talking point at best. If you have a bachelor's degree in psychology, no one who is a potential hirer will ever bring it up.
Can I get fries with that?
I think the only time it ever came up for me was, like, I was interviewing for a dialysis clinic, and they're like, "Oh, and we see you got a bachelor's in psychology. You must be pretty good at talking to people."
Yes.
Yep. That's me.
What did you minored in theater, right?
I did.
He's a theater boy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's also, well, I mean, that's also another fun thing that you could bring up at, on like a date.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I have this background. That actually did, funnily enough, my theater training finally paid off because, when I apply for jobs, like, I have my major and my minor listed, and this job actually paid attention to the fact that my minor was a theater class, and so, I'm actually doing a little bit of acting and therapy right now, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Guys, this has been an enlightening episode.
It has. Thank you guys so much for having me here.
No
I've had
problem.
such a good time, and
We had a good time.
hopefully, maybe just maybe we can do this again.
Let's do it again. Yeah.
I mean, load that gun up, bad boy.
Yeah. You said I only had to do that once.
That's how we razz them. Nothing like a good haze.
Guys, thank you for listening to this episode, and let us know if you go to film school.
Yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Smash that
button. MF and like button. Got anything else to add?
No.
Got anything else to add?
No.
All right. Well, let's close out to the Alf theme song.
How does that?
I don't know how it goes.
It's piano music, and it goes like da 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 da.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.